I've been living and working in Hong Kong for more than a year now, and whenever I meet new friends from Hong Kong, China, and other foreign countries, one of the most typical questions they will ask me is that why did you choose to come over Hong Kong instead of Singapore? I'm going to record this video, and whenever they ask this kind of questions, I will refer to them, why don't you just watch this video and listen to my answer. To be honest, I begin to ask myself, why did I come to Hong Kong instead of Singapore? I think about it for quite some time, and soon I realized that it was actually a pretty good question. This is because I'm from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, which is super near to Singapore, which is around 200 kilometers away, while Hong Kong is like 2,000 plus kilometers away from Malaysia. And why I chose to come so far away from Malaysia to Hong Kong. So I'm going to give you a comprehensive answer in this video. And for those people from Malaysia and Southeast Asia who are longing to work in Singapore, please hold on to your thought and hear me out for a few minutes. I hope this would change your mind. So the first reason is the privilege as an expatriate. So here's the deal, when I work in Hong Kong with IANG visa, which stands for Immigration Arrangement for Non-Local Graduates visa, I'll be entitled the privilege of being a non-permanent Hong Kong resident, another meaning as an expatriate. When I enter Hong Kong immigration, I don't have to go through the tourist channel because I have a Hong Kong ID card. And another wonderful thing with this privilege is that I was able to apply for a multiple entry 1-year tourist visa to China. This is something that most Malaysian or Southeast Asian can't apply this kind of visa. They were only eligible for a double entry tourist visa to China, which will expire once they have entered and leave China twice. But for the second reason is the savings. So here is the example. Graduate jobs offer you 16,000 Hong Kong dollars, while for the accommodation, you need to spend 5,000 Hong Kong dollars for a room, which is around 300 square feet, and 4,000 for food and groceries and other things, and 1,000 Hong Kong dollars for transportation, your mobiles and other technical things, and $2,000 for entertainment, where you can go for movies or drinks. And at the end, you could save around 4,000 Hong Kong dollars. So I'm not quite sure how much you can save if you work in Singapore. But if you do know, please drop me a comment below and share it to the people. Third reason is a better and healthier lifestyle. So like I said previously, a better lifestyle doesn't referring to go clubbing every weekend. If you wanted to do club every weekend in Hong Kong, you probably spend all your savings and you're left with no money. So this better lifestyle is that you can go for mountain hiking or do island hop. So Saigon, Clearwater Bay Beach, and Chak Chuen, the Stanley. So there are lots of islands which I still haven't explored yet, and I'm pretty excited on these trips in my incoming days. So if you go for mountain hiking or islands hopping, you just have to spend your money on transportation, which is the MTR and the ferry. While for the food, it's actually not that expensive in these rural areas. So for the fourth reason, which is the career prospects, well, this reason is personal to me because my major is building services engineering or environmental engineering, and Hong Kong is the only that offers this kind of course. That's why I chose to come to Hong Kong. But if your major is IT, you can definitely try Singapore, but the graduate jobs in Hong Kong for IT, finance and economy, the salary offered are pretty high, which could go up to 20 to 25,000 Hong Kong dollars. So another reason is that I want to get more exposure with politics and economy. It has its own unique feature because Hong Kong used to be a British colony and now has handed to China. It is simply a combination of the West and the East, that is both cultural and social impacts from both regions. So no matter what happened, Hong Kong would still have China as their backbone or support. And I believe that with this strong connection, I can get even more exposure and get even more opportunities in my career path. While there are some disadvantages as well, if you work in Hong Kong, you need to able to speak at least a bit of Cantonese if you want to travel to some of the rural areas. And working language in Hong Kong as English is not that dominant as in Singapore. So another one is the tiny room which you need to stay in Hong Kong. It actually depends on your lifestyle, whether you're willing to squeeze yourself in a tiny room to save more money, or you could spend like 5,000 to 6,000 Hong Kong dollar for a more comfortable and a bigger room. So another disadvantage is the food. This is something that I have to suck it up and get used to it. So unlike in Singapore, the food is definitely better. So if you get bored with the food in Singapore, you can just take a few hours ride to Malaysia and get some nice food. But in Hong Kong, you are not going anywhere. Alright guys, those are the reasons why I chose to come to Hong Kong over Singapore. So for those people who are eager to work in Singapore, I hope you can have a second thought about it. And why don't come over Hong Kong to work?